5 with a look at the latest outage numbers from Consumers Energy. Still more than 20,000 customers without power across the state after a record 7 tornadoes touched down in one day last Thursday here in Michigan. This is what it looked like in Kent County the day after.
And even though power's been restored to more than 70% of those who lost it, many are still in the dark. Now today I spoke with a viewer in Comstock Park who reached out to us this morning. She hasn't had power since Thursday night and is looking for answers.
It's been a while since a storm like this came down Wallingford Drive.
65 was the last tornado that went through here.
Michelle Champion would know. Her family has lived here for decades.
This one pulled the roots too, but it also compromised these two.
On Thursday, she couldn't believe what she was seeing from her windows as trees that stood since she was a child fell around her.
So I was like, oh my gosh, holy cow. And then all of a sudden the power went out.
4 days later, it hasn't come back on.
It's just been miserable, just miserable. We're exhausted.
Consumers Energy told her on Saturday it would be back on that day. Shortly afterwards, she got this text message saying her address was not affected by this outage.
If this is incorrect, reply. So I replied, and then they said, check your circuit breakers.
Champion's power outage deemed isolated from the storm.
So they ended up putting us all the way down to the bottom like it wasn't important.
But to her, it is important. No power, the cause of uncomfortable sleepless nights and wasted food.
I had a freezer full of venison. That's all gone.
When asked about Champion's home, Consumers tells us in a statement, while we can't speak to this specific customer situation, our crews have been working around the clock and are heavily concentrated now in the hardest hit areas that remain without power. While her house remains in the dark, Champion remains unsatisfied.
I don't understand at all why they would do that.
As Consumers Energy works to restore power to everyone impacted by Thursday's storms, many are wondering how they can get a credit on their bill because of the outages. Consumers says it will begin to credit customers once they have been without power for 96 hours in a row, 96 hours in a row. And that 96-hour mark started Thursday night. It'll end tonight at 9 o'clock. Anyone who's still without power during that time frame will get a $35 credit on your bill. For every 24-hour period after that, you'll get a $35 credit if you continue to go without power. You do not have to apply for the credit. The company says it will be automatically applied. 2 communities opened up yard and tree debris disposal centers over the weekend following last week's storms.
Alpine and Plainfield townships have 2 temporary locations for residents and property owners. The first is at Versluis Park and a second at 5588 Alpine, which is behind the Party World liquor store.
Today we spoke to people who live in the area and say they are grateful to have a place like this to drop off debris from their yards.
It's unbelievable just going through the neighborhood. We were out of town at the time and we just got back on Friday, so we had no idea till we got home what had happened. Got hit pretty hard. We were very lucky though. We just had lots of limbs and branches, and we weren't sure what we were going to do with them, so this is a blessing.
The centers will be open from now until September 1st, from noon until 6 p.m. every day. Anyone bringing debris will need to show an ID to prove where they live.
We have complete coverage of the cleanup from the tornado right now on 13onyoursign.com. You can also see all the stories we've been doing over the last week at 13 On Your Side's YouTube page and our streaming app 13 Plus, available on Apple TV, Roku, and Fire TV. You can always find the latest forecast by downloading the 13 On Your Side app. It has a live radar, and we'll let you know when a watch or warning has been issued for your area. You can also stream our newscast right from your phone. It is free and available to download in the App Store.